Hello, this is Daniel Mart back again. I'm an actor and filmmaker based out of South Florida, and for this video, I'm just going to be doing a quick Christmas haul of some of the stuff I got for Christmas this year, or last year since we're in 2026 now. By the way, Happy New Year's, y'all. I got a bunch of movies here. All of these I bought right there in that Christmas season at the beginning of December to basically middle of December. I got that, and then I'm also going to show off just a few little Christmas gifts I got during Christmas, essentially. I'm not going to show you every single Christmas gift I got. Granted, it's not like I got like 100 Christmas gifts either. But I'm just going to show you a few of the stuff that I got from Christmas as well, or for Christmas as well, and kind of just go from there. So for this, I'm going to start off first with the DVDs before going on to the Blu-rays, which in this case, all the Blu-rays are Criterion. I'm going to be honest with you. So let's just kind of get into it. So yeah, these first 6 DVDs, I got all at an estate sale that was happening right by my house, right there at the beginning of December. And first off here, we have Road to Singapore and Road to Zanzibar. So this is a series of Bob Hope movies. This has like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 Road to movies that Bob Hope did. And yeah, I've never heard of these movies before, so I kind of just picked them up. So there you go. I don't think I've ever seen a Bob Hope movie, to be honest with you. Not, at least not that I could think of from the top of my mind. You know, I don't think I've ever seen a Bob Hope movie. And, you know, after doing some research on this, apparently Kino Lorber does have a collection of all of this whole series of all the Bob Hope Road to movies. They do have a collection of that, which is like the 6, 7 movies of it. You know, I'm like, okay, maybe I pick that up in the future, maybe not. I don't know, but for now, I'm just okay with having these 2 movies like that. I mean, I kind of compare it to the Sherlock Holmes collection with Basil Rathbone, where I do have some of the movies from that series. That series is about 14, 15, 16 movies, if I'm not mistaken. And over the years, I've picked up a few of the DVDs, like 3 or 4 of them, over the years. And then Walmart, they have their version of the whole Basil Rathbone collection. So I ended up picking up that one and just completed the collection. But I still have the 2, 3, 4 DVDs I have from that Basil Rathbone movies. So I kind of compare it to like that, or even the Charlie Chan collection, which I've also picked up a few movies. And also Kino Lorber has the whole Charlie Chan collection as well. So, you know, maybe if I ever see that in the wild, maybe I'll pick it up. I highly doubt I'll ever see that in the wild, like the full collection in the wild. But hey, who knows? But for now, I'm good with these 2. Next up, I have 2 movies that both star Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. This is Flying Down to Rio and Roberto. If I'm not mistaken, Flying Down to Rio is the very first movie they did together. So yeah, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, they're both Hollywood icons, are both Hollywood royalty, and when you want to talk about the best acting partnerships together, it's these 2, Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire. They're known for coming together. They did 10 movies together, and funny enough, I don't think I've ever seen a Fred Astaire movie or Ginger Rogers movies. In general, I know Top Hat is probably their most well-known movie together. I want to say it's probably that one. So there's that, but I've never seen any. I don't think I've seen a Fred Astaire movie in general. I think Fred Astaire was way more of a filmmaker or the film actor than Ginger Rogers, that's for sure. So there is that too. But I don't think I've ever seen a movie from either of them, just in general. And, you know, just them combined. Of course, I've never seen a movie from them combined. But yeah, so it's pretty cool to just randomly have see these out there in the wild. And again, they've done 10 movies together, and from what I can tell, or from what I've seen and researched, there's not like a collection. Surprisingly, there's not like a collection of all the 10 Fred Astaire, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers collection. There's nothing like that, not that I've seen. Or even just a few of the movies together, not that I've seen. So that's kind of an interesting thing. So, you know, that'd be kind of cool to just get that one day, to just have the whole collection of their movies together. You know, maybe it does exist out there and I just couldn't find it, but have that as well. But yeah, pretty cool to have these 2. And again, this is the first one. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first one they did together. This is like the 3rd or 4th one they did together. So I think right before Top Hat, they did this one. And then the next 2 movies here, they're more documentaries, if I'm being honest with you, and they're both about the same person. So yeah, these DVDs, I basically got them in pairs, because I got Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire, and I got Road to Bob Hope movies. Cool. And then the next pair of DVDs I got here are both about Billy Graham. So yeah, The Calling of Billy Graham, hosted by Wintley Phipps, and Billy Graham, A Life Remembered. Both of these are documentaries about the guy. And for those who don't know, Billy Graham, he's a pastor. He's a very famous pastor from the 70s, 80s, I want to say, is when he was most popular. And he's not like prosperity gospel. He's not like Joel Osteen, for example, which I would say is the most known, best known prosperity gospel false prophet, really. Same thing with like Kenneth Copeland, and it's like those type, like what's the other one, like Joyce. I think there's like Joyce. I think is her name, and yeah, like he's not prosperity gospel. That's what I'm trying to say. He's not prosperity gospel in the slightest. From what I've read, from what I've seen about him, he's not prosperity gospel at all. He's actually somebody who's very much in the Word. He knows his stuff about the Word, and I mean, look at this shirt. I think this is. Maybe it's backwards here, but it says set apart, and let's see if I could show you guys the back very fast. That's the back of the shirt, so there you go. I wonder if the back of my shirt even came out correctly. So there you go. But yeah, just some stuff that I thought was pretty cool to get there. Again, they're both documentaries about the guy, and I believe this was made by the Discovery Channel, essentially, or one of their offshoot channels. I mean, it says Days of Discovery, so there's that. And yeah, just something pretty cool to learn about, talk about. And yeah, again, I'm very much Christian. This is something I've talked about several times on the channel, and just to kind of like for this year, that's something I do want to get more into, just researching more about other pastors and other leaders in the faith. That is something I really want to get more into, because I feel like I mostly just listen to my pastors, like the ones I go to at my own church at Calvary Chapel, and like whatever guest pastors they have there. But I really want to get into more like some like Billy Graham, for example, or like Wesley Huff, for example, like some of these other pastors. Chuck Smith, I mean, he's the one who founded Calvary in general. But some of these other pastors who are both well led and well respected. Again, not Joel Osteen, not Kenneth Copeland, not none of these demonically led false prophets that we have out there to like spew this prosperity gospel nonsense. Again, people who are actually in the faith, who actually listen to the word, who actually espouse the word in the correct and proper manner. And again, that's basically why I got these, and just seemed pretty interesting, pretty cool. So that's it for the DVDs, and I got all those in a estate sale. And then that same day, because again, we're still in December when this happened, early December, the Criterion Collection sale was still going on. It was like, because the Criterion Collection sale was going on for up until the first week of December. So I picked up 3 more Criterions from Barnes & Nobles, and the first one here we have is Altered State, and this is a movie that I've heard a lot of people talk about. It's one of those movies that I often see people pick up at the Criterion Closet videos, the Criterion channel on YouTube here. They often post, celebrities picking movies from the Criterion Closet, and this is one that I often see getting picked up. So I'm like, what, screw it, might as well pick it up. I don't really know what it's about, so I might as well pick it up. So kind of just go from there. Next up, I also decided to kind of complete my Stanley Kubrick collection with Eyes Wide Shut. So during the Criterion sale, I picked up Barry Lyndon, and I picked up, oh my gosh, what's the other movie that he did? Strangelove, Dr. Strangelove. I picked up those 2 movies during the sale, and I'm like, what? Let me just get Eyes Wide Shut and just kind of be over with it. I do know there are some other Kubrick movies on the collection. Spartacus is on the collection, but I'm pretty sure that one's out of print and stuck on DVD. And so there's that one. I think The Killing, one of his very first movies, is on the collection as well. I think that one you can still find, if I want that one, I'd have to order it. That's the thing, because I've never seen it like live, like in real life. So there's that too. And past that, I don't think there's, like, not from the top of my head, I don't recall any other of his movies being on the collection. Like, as far as I remember, Lolita isn't on the collection, The Shining isn't on the collection, 2001 isn't on the collection, Full Metal Jacket isn't on the collection, Clockwork Orange isn't on the collection. So, I think after this, after Eyes Wide Shut, it'd really just be down to The Killing, and if I ever find Spartacus out there in the wild, because that one's out of print, like, those would be the only 2 Kubrick ones I'd have left, really, because I already have Barry Lyndon and Dr. Strangelove. So yeah, and this one actually came out this year for the collection, so it's pretty cool. And also, I'm not gonna lie, Tom Cruise is one of my favorite actors of all time. Granted, it sucks that he's in a cult, and his personal life with his family is very unfortunate, to put it lightly. But I'm also not gonna deny he's always been one of my favorite actors. That's one of those situations where I definitely have to separate the art from the artist. As in his personal life, especially when it comes to his family and the cult he's with, very unfortunate. But as somebody who's passionate for the arts, mad respect in that regard, and he's always been one of my favorite actors. And actually, Tom Cruise is one of those actors that I often get compared to, and as you know, like who would be your celebrity equivalent, or not celebrity lookalike per se, but who do you get reminded of? Like Tom Cruise is one of those names that always pops up for me. So there's that. And then the last movie I picked up from the sale was Dogfight, and this is a movie that I've thought about picking up, especially a lot last year. Like, should I pick it up? Should I not pick it up? And Dogfight or eventually turned into a musical for Broadway. And I very much like that musical. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite musicals of all time. I wouldn't put it up there with like Hamilton, for example, or In the Heights. Yes, both Lin-Manuel Miranda, but I also like other musicals. Be More Chill, I think that's a great musical. Dear Evan Hansen, I like the music, I just don't like the story, so take that for what you will. So there's stuff like that. There's is it Never After, the one that just came out last year about the two robots. I think it's called Never After. That one is actually pretty decent. Juliet is pretty decent. I do like my musicals. And Dogfight, that's one of those musicals that, I enjoyed. I enjoyed the musical. I wouldn't say it's one of my top favorites. It's not one that I go back to that often, if I'm being honest. But I still liked it, and I still generally like it, like the story. So, you know what? Let me just pick up the origins of it, which is this movie, and kind of just go from there. And I can't wait to see it. I'll be honest, I kind of just realized this. I did not realize that River Phoenix is in this movie until I just read the credits right there. I did not realize this was a River Phoenix movie. Wow, nice. All right, nice. I actually did not know that at all. So cool. I picked up 2 River Phoenix's movies during this sale then, because I also picked up My Own Private Idaho. So there you go. So I picked those up. And then, unfortunately, as we all know, Rob Reiner was murdered by his son. Very unfortunately. And this was right after the sale had ended. And these are movies I had, honestly, I'll be honest, I had contemplated picking them up throughout the year. But I just never pulled the trigger. But then Rob Reiner died in a very horrific fashion. And I'm like, screw it. Let me just buy these movies. Screw it. And to be honest with you, for these movies, I actually bought them in 4K. I usually don't buy movies in 4K. I seldomly buy movies in 4K, to be honest with you. Because, one, I don't have a 4K player. I only have a Blu-ray player. I don't have a 4K player. So for me, buying a 4K is kind of a waste of money, if I'm being completely honest with you. Because I'm never going to use the 4K disc. I'm only ever going to use the Blu-ray disc. You know what I mean? So there's that. But I felt for these 2 movies, one of these movies I was always going to pick up in 4K, to be honest with you. Just because of the way it's packaged. The other one, it's one that I did some research on, like, should I buy in 4K or should I not buy in 4K, just to see the packaging of it. And when I mean research, I just kind of researched how it was packaged, because I wanted to know if it was worth it. Because there are some packages, like Do the Right Thing, for example, where it has this, even for the Blu-ray, it has a really nice packaging, But then what Criterion does oftentimes is that sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes for the 4Ks, they like to give it a special packaging, and then the regular Blu-rays, they just have the regular, clamshell. This isn't clamshell, but the regular just shell package, whatever you want to call it that. So I kind of did the research for the second movie here that I have, and I'm like, you know what? I think it's worth, because of the circumstances, because of the movie, and because of the packaging, I think it's worth it for this. So the first one, which is one I was always going to pick up on 4K no matter what, is The Princess Bride. Princess Bride is my favorite movie for Rob Reiner. It's my favorite Rob Reiner movie. And yeah, I mean, this is a digibook. That's basically the reason why you pick up this movie. There's the J card, the little paper that comes in the back, that was stuck in the back. Put that in there, and yeah, this is a digibook. I don't have that many digibooks in my collection as is. I have maybe, I'd have to really think about how many digibooks I have. I have maybe 5 or 6, honestly. It'd be this one. I have the Labyrinth one, or no, Dark Crystal. I have the Dark Crystal. I have Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. I have this one. Actually, I may have the Labyrinth one. Actually, it's 106. I may have Labyrinth and Dark Crystal, better said. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington and Princess Bride. And I feel like I have maybe one more. The Ten Commandments, that's the one that was. It was the Ten Commandments. And past that, I think those are the only digibooks I have. So, just add another digibook into the collection. And honestly, from one of my favorite movies, especially for Rob Reiner. And also, Princess Bride is a movie that means so much to me as an actor. I went into this in a lot of detail when I did my review for Princess Bride. And when I discussed Rob Reiner's death. But very long story short, Princess Bride is a movie that's very integral to my acting journey. When I first started acting in the acting summer camp, that's where I found my passion for acting. For the finale, so to speak, of that summer camp, for like the final show of that summer camp, me and my stepbrother, because he was enrolled in that class as well, me and my stepbrother, alongside another girl who was enrolled in that class, in that summer camp, we did a scene from The Princess Bride. We did the Battle of Wits scene, whether it's Wesley versus Vanzini, and Buttercup is like kind of right there on the side, you know, and it's like, you know, you've given everything away, you know, it's like that scene, where they're trying to drink the cup, and is the cup poisoned with the iocane powder. For that reason, Princess Bride has always held a special place in my heart. It's my favorite Rob Reiner movie, and he has so many great movies. Again, that run he had from Spinal Tap, which is the other one that we got, from Spinal Tap to about Harry Met Sally, I want to say. Like, what's the movie he did right before American President? I think it's when Harry Met Sally. So that run he had basically from like 84, when did this movie come out? From like 84 to about 94, that 10-year run, give or take. It's just incredible because you have these two. I mean, you have these two movies. You have When Harry Met Sally. You have Stand By Me. You have Misery. You know, you have A Few Good Men. Like, just that run is just incredible. Princess Bride, and then the other one again, it's Spinal Tap. And I'll be honest, I haven't seen Spinal Tap up until basically right before Spinal Tap 2 came out. And yeah, it's very funny. You know, it's very funny. And you know, like I said, the reason I picked this up at the end is because of the packaging. And let me see if I can pull this out correctly. I mean, I think this packaging is pretty cool. You have the Stonehenge made out of audio, the radios, the audio radios, whatever they're called. And then, you know, the packaging here is pretty cool. And you have the little booklet here. So, yeah, pretty cool. Not gonna lie, I like this packaging enough for me to have bought it as a 4K. And that's really it. I kind of wish that the regular Blu-ray had a slip cover at least. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. I mean, that's the one thing I always complain about Criterion. Like, if I'm going to complain about Criterion for one thing, it's I don't understand why sometimes their Blu-ray... Again, I go back to Do the Right Thing as the best example of this. But, like, Do the Right Thing, both the Blu-ray and the 4K have, like, the same type of packaging. But then there's other cases where, like, let's say Spinal Tap, where they have this packaging for only the 4Ks, but not the Blu-rays, you know? And I think Barry Lyndon was the same, has the same thing going on with it. You know, I feel there's a bunch of movies that have, like, the same thing. Flow, like, I picked up Flow earlier this year, or earlier last year, only as a 4K because it had the special packaging as opposed to the regular Blu-ray. So that's something I just never understood. But yeah, those are the movies I picked up for December. And now let's get on to some of the gifts I got. So I think the most important gift I got is this from Christmas. The Bible. The Bible. So, of course, I already have a Bible. This is my original Bible here that I picked up from Walmart. Honestly, I picked this up from Walmart for about, what, $5? 2 years ago. Back in 2023. And this Bible is quite literally falling apart, as you can see, you know? And it's one of those things I very much needed a new Bible, but it's also one of those things I kind of didn't want to buy a new Bible. Not even necessarily out of stubbornness or because I was broke. Not even because of that. It's just because, you know, I just felt very accustomed to having this Bible. You know what I mean? And then my friend, almost to the date, by the way, which is so amazing, by the way, because I got this Bible December 5th, 2023. My friend, I went to his house to hang out with him, and he randomly had this Bible. And he's like, hey, you want it? And he gave me this Bible. And this was on December 6th, 2025. So, like, 2 years to the date, I got my Bible upgraded. And this version I have, my original Bible is King James Version. And this new one is New King James. So, the slightly updated version of it. It's really good, really great. I will admit, right now, studying, like, when I'm doing my daily devos, it is a little bit hard because I now take this Bible to church. But because I have all my notes here and I've highlighted stuff, like, for example, here, what do we have for Proverbs? You know, like, since I've done my highlights and my underlines and my notes and whatever, in this Bible, it's like, I almost feel like, which one do I use, you know? That's kind of how I feel. I will say this, when he gave me this Bible, let me see if I can find the verse in 2 Timothy very fast. So when he gave me this Bible, the new one, my friends, he was actually talking about 2 Timothy. Specifically, 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16, which says, all scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for the doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instructions in righteousness, that the man of God may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. So that's verses 16 and 17 of chapter 3 of 2 Timothy. The reason I point out those verses specifically is because we were talking about 2 Timothy, and he was telling me, hey, go to 2 Timothy. And I had my bookmark, my bookmark. I have two bookmarks here, one for New Testament and one for Old Testament. My bookmark literally on that verse, like straight up on that verse, on that page. And I'm like, wow, like that's a sign from God, you know what I mean? It was just incredible in that regard. And, I'm like, it kind of seemed like, yes, this is kind of a calling, calling, I guess, to get this new Bible, essentially, that my friend gifted me. So very thankful for that. In that regard, I just found it, the way it all worked out, also it being two years to the date of when I got my first Bible and all this. It was, and again, this is something I'm like, I had been considering for a few months, like, should I get a new Bible, should I not? And it's like, yeah, you're gonna get a new Bible. Like, come hell or high water, you're gonna get a new Bible. And just, there's no coincidences when it comes to God. So I thought that was just very amazing, the way that worked out. So that was great. And then as for actual Christmas gifts, like stuff I got on Christmas, I got 2 bracelets for Christmas. First one is the one I have here, right here, which is a bracelet I got from Peru. My family, they came to visit us for a few days right before Christmas, and they gave us a few gifts, and this is one of the gifts. They also gave me a hat from Peru, like a baseball cap that just has Peru on the front, but I don't have that here with me right now. I have that at my dad's house, so there's that. And then my mom, she came back from Colombia, and she gave me this bracelet from an artisanal like little booth that she had there, or she found there. Pretty cool, very much like it, and pretty cool. The clasp, I will say, is a little bit weird, if I'm being honest with you. I've never seen a clasp like this. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but it's one of those things where you kind of have to like hook it like that, and then it snaps into place like that. I'm not sure if it made sense right there on camera, but there you go. A pretty cool little bracelet right there. On top of that, I'm a huge cat lover, so she gave me 2 stuffed revolving cats. First off, and I'm not gonna lie, this is a tad bit creepy. Like, I like it, but I'm also not gonna lie, it's a little bit, just a tad bit creepy. And it's this notebook with this cat figure right there, and the red. It's pretty, I like it, but I also find it just a little bit like unsettling, a little bit creepy. And yeah, this is a notebook, cool, with blank pages so I could write in. So very cool, very, very fascinating in that regard. The next thing I have here, she gave me, is the 365 cats calendar type of thing. There you go, just a few cats. I very much love cats, so she gave me a bunch of cats for Christmas, essentially, because we're never actually gonna own a cat, so I guess this is the next best thing I have here. And these are the type of calendars where you flip a page and you're supposed to rip it out every single day and then throw away the page. I'm not gonna do that, honestly, because it's pretty cool, So what I'm just gonna do is just kind of have it there as a little photo album I could flip through if I ever want to, and just kind of go from there. And then I still have the box, because why not? And yeah, that's basically it for generally speaking, that I got for Christmas and right before Christmas. I mean, I got the usual stuff as well, clothes and, little snacks, from family as well. But, that's not too important to show off. The main things I really want to show off outside of the movies were just the cat notebook, the cat calendar, and of course the Bible. And then I just have to have the bracelet right here next to me as well. So I'm like, you know what, might as well show that off as well. And then the only other thing I picked up, which is going to become a video in and of itself, is I did pick up another shelf like this. Like this one right here. I did pick up another shelf because I needed to buy another shelf. It's right there. But that's going to be a whole video in and of itself. But I did pick up, that's my own personal Christmas gift to myself that I picked up. So I got that. And yeah, I mean, that's about it. I mean, if you want to see the shelf, same one as here. I guess to give you a quick preview of the shelf, just give me a quick moment. So there you go. That's the quick preview of the shelf. I've already organized all my movies. Generally speaking, the 2 Home Alone movies are out of its place because that's what I watched for Christmas. But yeah, that's the shelf. And yeah, that's basically everything I got for Christmas. Again, just excluding some other miscellaneous clothes and snacks, because that's what we do. We give each other snacks as well. And yeah, that's basically it for now. Thank you guys for watching this video. And just comment all down below. Let me know what you guys got for Christmas or any other holidays that you celebrate, like Hanukkah or whatever. Comment all that down below. Let me know what you guys got for Christmas. And yeah, again, I hope you guys have a happy New Year. I know I'm posting this basically shortly after New Year's. So I hope you guys have a happy New Year. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart, signing off. Alright, follow up to the Christmas haul, I guess. I guess we're still doing a part 2 to this. So I picked up a few more movies. Right now, there's a Barnes & Noble sale going on for anything that's Arrow title. So any Arrow Studios titles, merchandise, whatever. They have a sale on that. So I got one thing from there as well as another random Blu-ray from Barnes & Noble. I found they're surprisingly cheap, to be honest with you. And then I hit up a yard sale, garage sale, just the other day, and they had a bunch of movies. A lot of it was DVDs. There wasn't even a single Blu-ray, and a lot of it were more children's DVDs, if I'm being honest with you. But there's actually pretty decent stuff there. Some pretty decent stuff that I decided to pick up. So that's what I have here. I'm going to start off with the 2 Blu-rays, starting off with the Arrow stuff. The one Arrow thing I got, and that is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles box set. So, yes, I do hope that I can actually play this, because I think this is more known as a 4K box set versus a Blu-ray box set. It says 3 there 4K Ultra HD movies, but then when I look inside the box, it says Blu-ray HD. So I'm not sure if I can even play this low-key, because I don't have a 4K player, funny enough. Or maybe unfunny, so who knows, maybe I just wasted my money on this. Here's the thing, I am a huge fan of the Ninja Turtles. They are one of my favorite franchises, I guess you could say. Back when I was little, when I was like 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, whatever, I would watch, because we had the DVD of it, just the first season of the original 1980s series. Since then, I have picked up that entire series, the whole collection, as well as a bunch of other TMNT stuff. I picked up TMNT, like the 2007, 2008 animated movie TMNT, so I have it somewhere up here. I picked up the new Ninja Turtles movie that came out like a year or 2 ago, the Mutant Mayhem, so there's that. I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of like the Michael Bay movies. They're not, the first one's alright. I forget, I think the second one is way better than the first one, but I still like the first one enough to rewatch it, if that makes sense. So yeah, I have the trilogy here. I could have sworn somewhere I had the 4-pack of TMNT or something like that. I could have, or maybe like a 3-pack of TMNT somewhere, but I can't find them right now. I could have sworn I had that like on DVD somewhere. Where was these 3 Ninja Turtle movies plus 2007's TMNT? So there's that. But yeah, this is a pretty cool box set. And again, I just hope I can play these movies, because again, I don't have a 4K player, and this is one of those things that kind of happened to me earlier, I guess last year, not earlier this year, last year, where I picked up the Crow Steelbook, and I didn't realize that was just the 4K, and it was like the 4K Ultra HD, which is what this is. But then inside, let me see if I can find it here. Inside, it also says Blu-ray, so like I'm a little bit lost, if I'm being honest with you. 4K Ultra HD. I'm not sure if you can see the title right there, but 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. So I'm not sure, but I do like this box set. Each case comes with its own little pamphlets, and each of them have like their own little like trading cards, which is pretty cool. And they even have stickers. I think the other 2 have stickers, so that's pretty cool. And they have a pretty cool booklet inside. Let me just stick this out very fast. So this is a poster of TMNT, so there we have that. And then this booklet, which is pretty cool, really gnarly. Roy's Greenwich Village. So overall, this is great. I really do like these movies. I'll be honest, I haven't seen these movies in a very long time, and I think the one I've seen the most is the first one. I've seen the second one a few times, and then the third one, Secret of the O's? No, that's the second one. The third one, I'll be honest, the third one I've only seen one time, so that'd be nice to revisit eventually. But yeah, that's just hope I can even watch these on my player to begin with. I guess that's to be determined type of thing. The next Blu-ray I picked up here is Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League, and yeah, this was there for like a significantly lesser price. Because the original price tag was like $25 or whatever, but then Barnes & Nobles, they had the sticker, like the $7 sticker right there. So I'm like, is this $25 or is it $7? So I went to the cash register, and yep, $7 basically, plus tax. So I'm like pretty much surprised, because this movie's like super new. I actually had to double check, because I didn't know there was a sequel to the original Batman Ninja, and I have the original Batman Ninja movie. It's in this collection of the 18 animated Batman movies collection, whatever it's called. So the first one's there, and now I picked up the second one. So that's pretty cool. So that's it for Barnes & Noble stuff, Blu-rays, whatever. Next up, like I said, I went to a garage sale. I was biking. I'm trying to bike a lot more, trying to get more into shape. And I was just biking here around my neighborhood, and I found a garage sale. And I'm like, you know what? Let me buy some stuff. So we have a bunch of stuff here. First off here, we have this 1940s cartoon favorites. And these are some pretty cool collections. I've been seeing a lot of these different types of collections, both Blu-ray and DVD online, where it's like these old cartoons. These are from the 1940s, and just like This again, a compilation of these cartoons, so that's pretty cool. Next up, I picked up Lilo and Stitch 2. Stitch has a glitch. Part of the reason I picked this up is because I already have the first Lilo and Stitch movie, so I'm like, let me just get the sequel. So that's really it. And it's one of those things, I almost forget that there is a second movie there, Lilo and Stitch 2. As far as I know, there's not a Lilo and Stitch 3. Well, who knows, maybe I'm wrong. Next up, I picked up Harriet the Spy, and this is a movie I'll be honest, I've never seen this movie, but this is a movie, or I guess DVD, whatever, release that is, I feel like in the past, it was way harder to find. I feel like if you go on eBay or Amazon or whatever, like on secondhand market, the DVD for this usually goes for like $15, $20. I feel like recently, it's gone a little bit down to more like $10. Not to say I'm ever going to resell this, at least not in the near future, but again, it's one of those things that it almost seems like it's a bit out of print, so nice that I have it now. Next up, I picked up Ratatouille. Not gonna lie, this is one of my favorite Pixar movies of all time. It's definitely within the top 5, dare I say the top 3, honestly. It's like that high up for me, and it's just kind of a surprise that I don't have Ratatouille. So I picked it up. I found it at this garage sale, and I picked it up. Alright, next up, again, to kind of go along with those animation collections, we have the new Three Stooges 2-hour cartoon collection. This has 20 different little shorts. Pretty cool, Three Stooges. I wonder if they're voiced by the actual Three Stooges, the guys who portray Moe, Larry, and Curly. I forget their names, like the actors' names, like in real life. But I wonder if they're portrayed by the same people, or if they're just like different voice actors. So that's pretty cool. Next up, I have this 2-pack, and this is horror. I Eat Your Skin and Scared to Death. Just seemed pretty cool. By the way, all these garage sale stuff were all $1. Just so we're clear. So yeah, pretty cool. Random little movies right there. Here we have The First Christmas and Other Stories. Clay Classics, narrated by Christopher Plummer. That's I'll be honest, there's a part of me that literally got this just because it says narrated by Christopher Plummer. That just seemed kind of cool to me. And again, I like animation. I'm willing to say that animation is probably my favorite genre of movies. It's always between animation and horror. So yeah, and I don't really know that many claymation movies or media in general. This would have to be stop motion. That's for starters. This is claymation. This is probably stop motion to a certain degree. Like the only stop motion claymation type of movie I could kind of think of off the top of my head will be like Anomalisa. Is that what that movie's called? Anomalisa? I saw that when it first came out. It was a decent movie from what I remember. From what I remember. So yeah, so just to have this, again, these are Christmas classics. This has The First Christmas, A Christmas Gift, and The Chimes. And I'm looking at the back of this, and apparently it has Christopher Plummer as the narrator. The Chimes has Derek Jacobi. He's narrating here. Will Vinton, who I guess won an Oscar for Closed Mondays, whose Closed Mondays won an Oscar. I don't know what that is. Maybe a short film. I don't know. I guess he's also featured here, so pretty cool. Again, this is more of a for Christmas stuff. Anyways, to kind of go along with that, we have The Three Wise Men, Los Tres Magos Reyes, Los Reyes Magos, whatever. And is this a DreamWorks thing? No, this is Walt Disney, actually. Like, this is Arena's Walt Disney, so kind of random, if I'm being honest with you. To go along with the Disney stuff, I have Kim Possible movie and Soul Drama, and Kim Possible, what's the other one? Stitch in Time. I may have to replace the case for this one, to be honest with you, because the plastic, so I'm not sure if you can see it here, you know how each thing has like their own plastic thing to hold the poster inside. I guess this one got ripped off at some points because it's literally just like freeballing right there. But yeah, I'll be honest, I've never really seen Kim Possible anything, whether it be the TV show or the movies. I wasn't even aware there were movies to begin with. So like Kim Possible is just one of those things from childhood that like I guess just passed me by that I just never really paid attention to. So, you know, kind of just random there, like 2 movies, you know, one, if it was just the one movie, I'd be like, maybe not, but the fact that there's 2 movies, I'm like, you know what, screw it, why not, I'll pick it up, and for this, I'll just have to replace the case. That's what it comes down to. Next up, I have Stuart Little. I remember I saw this way, like, when I was, like, young, and there's, of course, a sequel to it, but yeah, I remember I saw this when I was, like, young. I remember there being, like, I think towards the end, I think it's more like a running gag, but it becomes more of a thing towards the end of the movie where it's like the cat is trying to eat Stuart, which, valid. So yeah, it's one of those things like kind of like the Garfield movies, live action Garfield movies, like, you know, just random little, or like Babe, like these random children's movies that revolve around animals, you know, they're just fun, heartwarming, like they're not too, like they're not fantastic, but you know, they're there for the family. If I'm not mistaken too, now I think about it, isn't M. Night Shyamalan like the writer for this movie? Now that I think about it, what did it say back here? Oh, Alan Silvestri does the music for this movie. I did not know that. That's kind of a kind of random actually. But I forget if he did the sequel or this one that he wrote. So it says it doesn't say back here, does it? No, no. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, screenplay by M. Night Shyamalan. That's such a random thing when you think about it. Where like, you know, he's known for like The Sixth Sense and Split and Invincible. Yeah, right? No, crap. I forget the names of the movies right now. I'm like blinking out. I said The Sixth Sense. It's not Invincible. That's a TV show. Oh my gosh, what's the Bruce Willis one? Is that called Invincible as well? Right? Besides my, like, he's known for all that. And then Stuart Little. Next up, we have The Easter Story, another animated movie. Right there, this is apparently an old, like very old Hanna-Barbera thing. And I'd have to double check here, but it seems like this is part of a series of other DVDs or other shorts that they did, Hanna-Barbera did. Because here in the back it says they also did David and Goliath, The Miracles of Jesus, Moses, and then Noah's Ark, and then this would be The Easter Story. So I'm guessing Passover, the Last Supper, and all that, like right before his death and resurrection. That would be my guess. And the last thing I picked up here, and I'll be honest, I kind of just picked it up because it was so weird. It's the classic horror collection, but it comes in this like big case. Like here's the regular DVD case, and then here's like it's this big case. To be honest with you, like that's honestly the reason I picked it up. It's like all these hinges as well here, and it does have some stuff inside as well that I'd probably take out at this point, like because it has this foam thing and then the mailing thing, whatever. Maybe I'll take that out. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Honestly, like the hinges are, especially this one is like starting to fall off. But like I've never seen a case like this. It's pretty cool. It has Adam H. Vampire, Beast from the Haunted Cave, Carnival of Souls, and Night of the Living Dead. And I've never seen that poster for Night of the Living Dead. Maybe, I mean, it's a colored version. I wonder if these are like colored versions of the films or not. Now I think about it, because yeah, that'd be interesting. Here's the thing: Night of the Living Dead, I have like 5 times over across my collection, across like different other horror collections. Same thing with Carnival of Souls. I feel like I have that one a few more times. The other two, Beast of Haunted Cave and I may have Adam H. Vampire. To be honest with you, this one I'm not sure. But regardless, let's say if I have all 4 movies in like various other horror collections, just the fact that I comes in a case like this seems pretty cool. Like I've never seen a case like this. So yeah, picked it up there for $1. And granted, I can't really store it with the rest of my movies because it wouldn't be like it's one of those things. It'd be like this, you know. I can't really stack it like that. You know, I can't really stack it properly, so it's one of those things I'd have to go on the side. But yeah, this is a pretty cool thing, I'm not gonna lie. So pretty happy to have this. I do want to see, I'll be honest, maybe there'll be a part 3 to this video. Since that Arrow sale is going on for the whole month, there is one other Arrow title I want to pick up. So maybe I'll pick it up, and that's Miss 45, Miss 44. It's the one with the nun with the pistol and that movie. That's the only other Arrow title I want to pick up. I know they have The Mask. I know they have Under Siege. There's that one hip hop movie. I think it's a movie or a documentary, whatever it's called. I know a lot of people are picking up there. I'll be honest, I just haven't really gone through Arrow's filmography that well to be familiar with them and to see what I really want to pick up. So for me, like right off the bat, it would have honestly just been the TMNT stuff, and then right now Miss 45. Because past that, like I like The Mask, but like I don't have the urge to like pick that up. I already have Under Siege somewhere here. I'm pretty sure I have The Mask here as well. But like I don't really have that much of a need to like upgrade them, especially to that degree. And again, I'd have to really look through their filmography and see if there's anything else worth picking up. But like the only other thing I'd want to pick up is Miss 45. So if there's a part 3 to this, now you know what I picked up. So let's go. Alright, so we're back for this last part of the haul. So I have 4 more movies here. 2 of them are the Arrow video stuff. 2 of them I picked up at Walmart. And then I have a fun, little interesting story that I just want to kind of rant about at the end, to be honest with you. So let's get onto it. So in the last portion of the video, I said that I wanted to pick up Miss 45. I didn't pick it up at the end. They just didn't have it in store. The one store that says that does have it, it actually doesn't have it. And I'm not really, like, I don't really want to order it online, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I just don't care that much to get it, that I have to order it online. But I did to pick up 2 other things. Both of these are honestly upgrades, if I'm being honest with you. One of them, I kind of wish I had the slipcover. I'm kind of surprised it didn't have the slipcover, but I still have it. And that is Dark City. Honestly, one of my favorite sci-fi movies of all time. One of, like, the best, most underrated movies of all time, in my opinion. Like, definitely check it out if you haven't already. I already had Dark City on a Blu-ray, but you know, this has all the special features. Oh, special features, and it's so great. And it really looks incredible. I really do like and granted, this is an Arrow video thing in general, but I do like this clear, not slipcover, but like the clear plastic here. Just it makes it look pretty cool. Again, I really wish it would have had the slipcover. That is the one thing with it. But yeah, pretty cool. And you know, special features is what I'm excited about. The one interesting thing I would say is that I was comparing and contrasting just the special features on my regular Blu-ray of Dark City compared to this one. And my regular Blu-ray, they have a different one special feature that's different from this. So I'm like, that's kind of curious, if I'm being honest with you. But yeah, I finally have this really cool. I really like the art for this too. It's just incredible. It's just incredible. So, got it. And then the next one I picked up, it's not one that I'm too excited to get, if I'm being honest. Like, I saw it there. I'm like, yeah, might as well get it. Might as well upgrade it from DVD to Blu-ray. And that is Under Siege. I've seen Under Siege once. I thought it was a good movie. I'll be honest, I don't remember much of it, is the thing. So I can't really comment all too much on it. I kind of do wish they would have done something different with this. I don't know. Because, like, Dark City, you have, like, this really cool, like, pop art kind of cover, whatever. Whereas this is, like, basically, like, the poster with, like, the Arrow video, I don't know, colors and logo right there. Like, I don't know. I felt like they could have done a little bit more for the slipcover, to be honest with you. I mean, same thing with the front, the actual thing. But it's pretty cool. I mean, again, I had this on DVD, so I basically upgraded this. You know, like, again, it's not my favorite action movie. I've only seen it the one time, so, you know, I'll revisit it eventually. But, you know, it's there. Why not? And honestly, it was pretty cool picking these two up because I did, while I was there, while I was shopping at Barnes & Nobles, I did meet in general this one guy, Roberto, who was also there looking for movies. It was pretty cool, and we were just talking about Criterion the whole time as well. So that was pretty cool. That was a huge blessing in that regard. Just, you know, movie fans, cinemaphiles, you know, talking cinema and stuff like that. That was pretty cool. Yeah, but they barely had any Arrow stuff. They didn't have Miss 45. They had the TMNT stuff, so there's that. But like they barely had any titles. They had Swordfish as well, and that's like really about it. But that's all I picked up for the Arrow sale. Again, I'm not gonna pick up anything else. I really wish this would have had the slipcover, but that aside, it's all good. Next up, I went to Walmart, and long story short, I need to get a new pair of glasses, or 2 new pairs of glasses. I need to take an eye exam, essentially. There's that too. So yeah, because I broke my original pair of glasses. I broke them, essentially. Go figure. And it's one of those things that it's been like enough years where like, oh, I should probably get my eyes checked at this point too. So we did that, and now I have a new pair of glasses. So here we go. I actually have 2. The other one I still need to pick up. Actually, I'm gonna go pick them up later today, honestly. And yeah, so now I have 2 pairs of glasses. Technically speaking, these are my backup glasses, because for the past, I don't know, 2 weeks, I've been surviving on my sunglasses, which is pretty funny when I'm like at work. Inside the store, because I work at Banana Republic. I'm inside the store and I'm just wearing my sunglasses. I'm talking to people with my sunglasses on. You know, going to church with my sunglasses on. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, that's what I have to do, because otherwise I can't really see. Even with this, it looks blurry. The only reason I don't have my sunglasses on right now, my glasses on right now, is because I don't like that reflection, that kind of... Actually, this one doesn't have that much of a reflection, all things considered, because I feel like the other one did have a very heavy reflection. Let me see. Oh yeah, this one... Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. I felt like that one had a heavier reflection. Regardless. So I went to do that. Get my eyes checked. Get my new glasses. Or one of my new glasses. I still have to pick up the other one. And I decided to pick up 2 more movies from there. I also just came back from a retreat. And during this retreat, I had my black cowboy hat. I had my dark black leather trench coat, and everybody just kept throwing out names at me. Van Helsing was a big one. It was Van Helsing, Johnny Depp, Tom Cruise, Pet Detective, Inspector Gadget. So like those names, those were the ones I mostly got. And I was kind of walking around the store and I saw a Van Helsing. So you know what? Just for the joke, pick up Van Helsing. And yeah, I really like this slipcover. I really like this like mode of slipcover, I guess, or like the style of slipcover with like the red accents and everything. And I'm inclined to say that this is almost like a Valentine's Day thing, from what I understand. It's like a Valentine's Day thing, but it's also very weird because it's like, it's not romance movies that have this kind of slipcover. It's like the horror movies that have the slipcover. So it's like this, and the Lost Boys that had this, and Godzilla, and Nightmare on Elm Street, and the Hannibal trilogy. Like, it was all the horror movies that had this kind of slipcover. So it was just kind of weird that this is kind of labeled as the Valentine's Day slipcovers edition for this year or whatever, and it's really the horror movies that get it. So maybe I misunderstood that. Maybe I'm misunderstanding that aspect of it, but from what I see, that's what I've heard from other people, that these are like the Valentine's Day slip covers for this year. I don't know, take it for what you will. And then last but not least, I picked up the Running Man. I saw it there for $5. So I'm like, you know what? Pretty cool. Might as well pick it up. So yeah, that's all I picked up. I picked up these 4 movies. And then last but not least, I have the glasses. And then last but not least, I also picked up my cross. Again, literally and metaphorically. So long story short, in 2024, I ordered a lot from Amazon. I ordered a lot from Amazon, and I don't know what it was about 2024 specifically, but every time I ordered on Amazon, I seemed to have some kind of an issue on Amazon, whether it was the packages arrived late, they arrived damaged, they arrived like dirty, or like something was always up with the packages. You know, maybe I never got them on time, and then I had to back order them again, and a bunch of issues in 2024. That's why in 2025 I basically didn't order at all from Amazon. I didn't plan that out like that, honestly, because I did think, oh, eventually I will order from Amazon. But no, just straight up in 2025 I did not order anything from Amazon. Cut to right now, we're in 2026, like the first week and a half of 2026, I needed to order something from Amazon. This, you guys have seen me wear this often on the channel, which is basically my necklace with this cross on it. So from what I understand, it's the Saint Benediction cross, Saint Benediction cross. The cross I originally had, I don't know what happened to it. I lost it somehow. Go figure. So what I did is I had to order the necklace again and order the cross again, because these are 2 separate things. And these necklaces, they come in black and white, black and silver. I want to see if I have the silver version. So, here's a version of the silver one. Here's a version of the black one here. So these 2 come together as a pair, the black and the silver one, and they each come for about $10. I've broken these because they're inexpensive. So like, if I break one, I break both, whatever, cool. I'll order them again for about $10, and it is what it is. The cross, originally, that is a keychain, but for me, I just found it to be too big for a keychain, so I just eventually used it as a necklace. You know, I'm very much known for wearing this necklace. A lot of people joke how it's a little bit too Catholic. I really don't care for the jokes. It is what it is. But there you go. So again, end of last year, I kind of just, somehow I lose this necklace, and I'm not able to find it. So I go on Amazon, and I order this. While I'm ordering this, I genuinely don't know how this happened. But I somehow get, I guess, approved, or I guess I sign up for Prime, Amazon Prime. I don't know how it happened. I'm not sure if I clicked something by accident, but, you know, right there, when I was on checkout and they asked me, hey, do you want to sign up for Prime? I could have sworn I said no. But regardless, that's not the point of the story I'm trying to make. Whatever, I ordered my stuff, and it's one of those things, like, if I had signed up for Prime, I would have at least expected some kind of benefit right off the bat, but I didn't get any benefit. Like, I got the same standard shipping, and all that. I had to pay for my stuff, you know, nothing came off free. I think these items already came with free shipping as is, so it's not like Amazon Prime helped me get that, if that makes sense. So for me, I didn't think much of it until I got an email about a day or 2 later saying, hey, thank you for signing up for Prime. Keep in mind, you now have to pay for Prime, like the $8 for Prime or whatever it is. It's like $7.50, it's like $7 and a bunch of cents, right? Like a little bit less than $8. So they're like, hey, you need to pay for Prime, and the way you pay for Prime is through this company called Synchrony. I'm looking at this email, I'm like, when the hell did I sign up for Prime? So I immediately go onto my Amazon account, and I cancel my Prime membership already, because like I'm not going to use it. I don't have any need for Prime. I don't even know how I got signed up for Prime in the first place. That happens. So I sign up for I de-sign up for Prime. I cancel my Prime account, and I give it a day or two to like make sure it's fully canceled, to make sure everything's good. And then thing is, I still have to pay about $3.50. Because I still signed up for Prime, and I'm like, why do I have to pay for this? Like, this makes no sense. I signed up for this. Yeah, like, sure, I signed up for this. Really, I didn't. I'm almost positive that what happened is that Amazon, for whatever reason, got their wires mixed up and signed me up instead. Besides the point, it's one of those things, I didn't reap any of the benefits from Prime. It's not like you guys gave me an extra discount when I ordered this. It's not like you guys gave me free shipping when I ordered this. That was already in the package deal when I was ordering. The sellers themselves, for both the cross and the necklace, they were offering free shipping as is. So it's not like you guys helped me get that. I'm like, screw it, let me pay for this $3.50 and get this over with. I'm telling you, logging into Synchrony, or whatever this dumb company's called, was like the hardest thing ever, because they made it so hard to log in. They made it so hard to register that I was honestly just getting pissed off. Because it's one of those things, I paid with my own credit card. So I would expect that the account information is that of my credit card. Thing is, no, it's not. It's apparently the Amazon card that I just never use. Like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I pay everything with my own personal credit card, but now you want me to pay with this Amazon card that I never use. Yeah, that makes sense. Sure. They couldn't find me through my zip code. Again, I basically live between two houses. This one, which is my mom's house, and my dad's house, and they have different zip codes. But since I'm so used to putting, when it comes to address and everything, since I'm so used to putting this address and this zip code, it comes, it's one of those things that just comes second nature to me. Like, where do you live? I live here. This is the zip code, whatever. It's like I usually have no reason to give the information of my dad's house. So I'm putting in my information for this house, and they're like, yeah, we can't find you in the system. I'm like, what do you mean you can't find me in the system? So one of those things I just absentmindedly thought of, like, is it maybe the other house? There's no reason it should be the other house, but is it maybe the other house? Blah, 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 blah. Oh my gosh, it's the other house. It's like, bro, what? I'm not gonna lie, like, and I paid that off. It was so stupid. It was just so stupid, and I just kind of want to rant about that because, like, yeah, this reminds me why I just do not like ordering from Amazon, because now I have to factor in the risk of, are they accidentally gonna put me on for Prime now? Are they gonna sign me up for Prime against my will now? I have to contend with that now. So yeah, that's basically it for this haul. Again, the 4 movies: Running Man, Van Helsing, Dark City, and Under Siege. I picked that up. New glasses and my cross. I'm picking up my cross and my chain. So yeah. And yeah, picking up my cross metaphorically and literally, because again, you should always pick up your cross and give everything to Christ. But yeah, that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off. Never mind. I guess this is the end of the haul. Go figure. And I think at this point, this is definitely the last part of the haul because there's no way I'm going to be buying anything more after this. This is really the end of my haul. As I said, as I've been saying this whole time, the one movie from the Arrow sale, from Arrow in general, that I've been wanting to pick up is Miss 45. Therefore, I picked up Miss 45. So yeah, I decided to just bite the bullet and buy it online. I typically don't buy movies online. No, that's a lie. Let me rephrase that better. This is actually the first time I've bought a movie online through the Barnes & Noble's website itself. I've bought movies in the past through Amazon to varying degrees of success. I've bought movies through Depop, Mercari, even eBay, and that's usually how I buy movies online. Typically, I like going in store. Now that there's barely any stores to buy from, I kind of have to go online, so I also would buy from, like, let's say, the Criterion website itself, the Arrow website itself, X, Y, and Z, the Kino Lorber or Shout Factory / Grove, which is what I now moved on to, whatever. So this is the first time I've actually ordered from Barnes & Noble's itself. And yeah, I picked up Miss 45. I do kind of want to make a quick edit to some of the other Arrow titles I picked up. So yeah, some of them were actually 4Ks. So that's the one thing I don't like about Arrow in person, I guess. It's very hard to determine if they're 4Ks or not. So the TMNT box that I got, that's all 4K. The Last House, whatever, that was a 4K. Dark City and Under Siege, those were actual Blu-rays, so thank God. But yeah, I bought some 4Ks, and as you guys know, since I don't have a 4K player, those are kind of null and void at this moment. And yeah, I mean, here's the thing too. This is also kind of presented as a 4K. Like, that's the thing. I bought this with the knowledge that this is a Blu-ray because it gives you the options. Do you want to buy it as a 4K or do you want to buy it as a Blu-ray? And like, even the back is kind of confusing at sometimes. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but it says brand new 4K restoration right there. Like, the very first line is brand new 4K restoration. And then it says high definitive 1080p Blu-ray. Let me just show you what I mean for one of the other box sets here. So here I have the house with laughing windows, and here it gives me 4K restoration right there, right off the bat. 4K restoration, and then 4K UHD Blu-ray. And I guess 4K UHD Blu-ray is different from regular Blu-ray. That being said, this is a regular Blu-ray too, and yet it still gives me brand new 4K restoration. So I genuinely don't know what the deal is with this. Let me see this one too. Yeah, I mean, they all have, this is all 3 movies. So this is 4K restoration from the 35mm intro positive. So yeah, you all can see 4K, whatever. And it's just kind of frustrating. Like, even this, the Ultra HD Blu-ray, I'm not sure if you can see that little logo right there. Let me see if I can find it here. Ultra HD Blu-ray. Whereas here, it's just Blu-ray right there. I don't know when Ultra HD became a thing, honestly, or like if 4K was always called Ultra HD. I feel like this is something that's happened, at least for me, in like literally the past year, maybe year and a half tops, when Ultra HD became a thing. Like, 4K has been a thing for, I want to say, a good amount of time, maybe 10 years, 10 to 15 years, maybe less than 15 years. But I would say for about the past 10 years, 4K has been a thing. But when did we start getting Ultra HD Blu-rays? Or when did we start calling it that? This happened to me last year, give or take, let's say September, I want to say, whenever that Barnes and Noble's opened, the one by Country Walk, where I bought the Crow Steelbook, thinking, well, first off, I thought I was gonna have both the 4K and the Blu-ray. That's for starters. But no, it just had the Ultra HD, 4K, whatever. So that's a little bit frustrating, and it's also very frustrating because, especially when it comes to these box sets. I mean, this is the one movie, but so even with these box sets, and of course Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TMNT, with these box sets, they only seem to have it in 4K. It's not like the other two, which let me get them very fast. It's not like Dark City and Under Siege, where since these aren't box sets, they're only gonna have it as the Blu-rays. So yeah, and then of course this is the Blu-ray right there, just to be cool with it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just find this a little bit frustrating. I mean, I guess my sign should have been the fact that this has the black bar, like all 4Ks. But like even then, like this is inside a box set, so it's not like I could take it out because it also has the shrink wrap on top of it. So it's not really like I could see it. I guess now my next telltale sign just has to be if I have this little sign there, the Ultra HD versus the regular Blu-ray symbol, if I can find it here, right here, Blu-ray symbol. Like, I guess that would have to be my tell now. Let me see here, because even this, yeah, they have the black labels, black bars, whatever it's called, black case. I don't know. I will say that's very much frustrating because now I'll be honest, I can't watch these because I don't have a 4K player. I guess this is now a push for me to get a 4K player. Like, sure. And yes, this is just to verify with you guys. This is the Blu-ray. Clearly, there we have the white bar, just like Dark City here. So yeah, and I will say this version of M45 is pretty cool because you have the poster here and you have the booklet, so that's pretty cool. So I very much do like it. I can't wait to actually watch this in the near future. But yeah, I will say, like, that's just generally confusing, especially on Barnes & Noble's part, the in-store stuff for Barnes & Noble's, because, you know, you don't always want the 4K. Sometimes you just want the Blu-ray, and it's, I guess now for further notice, future buys, I know what to look for symbol-wise, which is the Blu-ray symbol. Where are you? The Blu-ray symbol versus the, I guess, the Ultra HD 4K symbol. By the way, are Ultra HD Blu-rays and 4Ks the same thing? That's a whole different discussion for another time, but whatever. Something else I discovered, and that outside of the Arrow sales that was happening, the 50% Arrow sales, there's also another sale that was going on, and that is the indicator sale. The indicator sale. I didn't realize there was an indicator sale till I saw a video literally on the last 2-3 days of January. I didn't realize there was an indicator sale, so I'm like, you know what, let me check out what indicator has. And there are a few indicator titles I have been interested in picking up, but the thing is, indicator's not one of those companies, those boutique labels I've researched too much. Again, I very much researched Criterion, Kino Lorber, Shout Factory. I would say those are the three main ones I pay attention to. Last year, I really started paying attention more to Radiance and Arrow a bit more, Indicator as well. But it's not like I know them. I went through their backlog, and I was only going to order one thing. And there's a few titles I've had there on backlog. Most of the stuff from Indicator that I have on backlog, I have it saved on my Amazon wish list, essentially. But this was one that, you know, let me buy this. And these are basically two vampire films, two Spanish vampire films, or maybe Mexican, maybe. But, you know, Spanish-spoken vampire films. And this is how it looks. And this is El Vampiro, Two Blood-Seeking Tales from Mexico. Yes, that's Mexican right there. So here we go. That's the front. Pretty cool. And the two movies you have here, I'm pretty sure it's, like, they're from the same series. It's El Vampiro and El Atud del Vampiro. So there you go. Those are the two movies in this collection. And yeah, and then here we have a little booklet, as well as a little J card sort of thing. And I remember I discussed this in one of my hauls last year, but I almost don't believe that these are truly limited to 8,000, because it just seems kind of ridiculous that they would be limited to 8,000. Like, you guys wouldn't have this on backlog, and you also have to do the math, like, with what's being sold in stores versus what's online, and not just Barnes & Noble's, but also across Amazon and their own personal website. It just seems kind of wild that this is only limited to 8,000. So that's one of those things I've never really truly believed, if I'm being honest with you. That's just me. That's one of those things, like, with any indicator title, because they're always, like, limited to, like, 8,000. I almost don't believe it, because, like, across everything you're selling and how you're selling it, like, I just generally don't believe that they're limited to 8,000, but that's just me. But yeah, it's a pretty cool book. And yeah, like I said, there are a few other indicator titles I would like to get in the future, but yeah, this is what I have right now. This is definitely not this is my first indicator box set, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is my first Indicator box set, unless Black Magic Rights, I think, maybe Indicator as well. Here's the thing, I did pick up a few Indicator titles last year. It's maybe I have like 5, 6 Indicator titles in general. But yeah, Indicator is one that I would like to explore more in the future, especially this year. Again, I think I discussed this in my movie buying habits video for this year, but I want to explore other titles or other boutiques. So like Indicator, Radiance, Arrow, Vinegar Syndrome, Death Crocodile. Like some of those are some of those boutique labels are the ones I'm more interested in looking into this year. But yeah, that's basically all I picked up. Also, I very much like the artwork that's here, and the ones for the 2 little slips of the movies, pretty cool. But yeah, that's basically all I picked up. At the end, I finally picked up Miss 45, and I picked up the Vampire Duology. I guess I Vampiro, 2 bloodsucking tales from Mexico. And yeah, that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart, signing off.